Sex is very important, and I'm not talking about sex for a man. Sex is important to me. I am not the type of female that can go without having sex. I will punch you in the face if I don't have sex within 3 days because my anger is at an all-time high because I need a release. I am not the type of female that believes in waiting on having sex because this is an interview, and if your interview do not go well, you will not continue to work here. I am not the type of female that will withhold sex as a punishment because it's not punishing you, it's punishing me. Sex is important. I don't know about y'all, but if there's no sex in my life, in my relationship, or my marriage, I will go find somebody goddamn else.
Top of the morning, top of the morning. We got another banger here. It's Tuesday. My days are running together. I'm not sure if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But yet again, we're here, blessed by the Most High. You see this clip at the front of this video, and I've said this before. Women, this does not have a race attached to it. Women globally, if they have been tainted by the Western mindset or the sexually liberated feminist mindset, what they will do, say a woman going into a whole phase or a whole spirit is similar to a man going into an aggressive mode. It's a choice. But man being aggressive has its benefits. You take someone, you can save someone's life, you can save your own life, you can protect your life, etc., etc. However, the whole phase or whole energy does not save, heal, or correct anything. It only destroys. The difference between man and ability. So you have to practice a certain restraint. But women, they really do not, because someone is always going to be there to pad their choices and mistakes. But here you see this woman basically telling you how sex is top priority. That she cannot go without 3 days, and I believe her. Our women have been basically manipulated via hormone. So when you empower them to put them in this independent role, that testosterone kicks in a little bit more than that estrogen. So they have a hard time balancing the two. So the reason why the women are so hell bent on sex and getting slayed, it is simply to balance out their estrogen. This has come to a science I've come to understand. They're trying to balance out that estrogen because they have to feel dominant. They have to make all of these choices for themselves throughout the day. So when they get free time, they want to get sex and an abundant amount of it because it's a relief. Like she stated, it is a release or relief because she's angry at the choices that she's made. When you listen to the key words, why would she be angry? She never gave you any indication or reason on what would be the reason for her anger in the first place. So you're already dealing with a woman that's mentally off her rocker. She's off balance. So she needs the sex to balance her out, which is why at the end of the video, she stated if sex is non-existent or if it's not present, she means in a manner and fashion that she would like it. If it is not what she wants it to be, she's going to go get what she wants it to be. That is basically what she stated to close out her video. Now you're going to see this with our women, and particularly our black women are going to be a little bit more boisterous because the respect level is the biggest amongst all of the races. The black female to male respect ratio or meters in the toilet. This is all by design. We won't get into that. We'll get into that another day. But image is everything. Your standards are everything. So you let women tell you that to be with her, you got to give her sex minimal 3 times a week, or she can't go more than 3 days, which, okay, if the attraction is there, I understand I get it to a certain degree. But the thing is, you can't dictate these terms and men be okay with it. See, man, you'll be weak and say, okay, I got to make sure I give my girl 3. I got to make sure on the 3rd day she going to. See, you're bending your schedule when you should be on your grind. As a person that takes, if you are the one to step out and take full control of your life via entrepreneurship, investment in yourself, business, etc., properties, etc., then your schedule is not going to be the same as hers. It's not going to be on a 9 to 5 format. So you'll have things that may go outside of the scope of the 3-day window that she gave you. But the fact that you would entertain this notion speaks and fuels her delusion much more, or even more, because she's coming to you thinking she can dictate the terms of the relationship and not you dictate the terms of the relationship. See, again, I was having this conversation the other day, and I said you have the Hispanic man and woman who, the Hispanic man or Mexican man can have a low level job such as a janitor, lawn care, that, if they're not owning the business, hard blue collar jobs, warehouse worker, nothing too fancy. They'll get the utmost respect from their woman. The Asian man, no real physicality, no swag, none of that charm that we have to have, none of that sauce. We have to put on the Creed and the Baccarat. We got to put on all this stuff to be appealing to this woman, and we have to be 6 foot, 6 feet plus, chisel, 200 plus, ripped, slanging dick. But we have to be all of that just to be partners. You have to be everything. You have to be God's gift to all women on this earth, but to the black woman, you only get to be her partner. Think about this. You have to have all this money, status. You're paying everything. She don't want to work. She want to be a housewife, etc. She want to ride Benz. She want to get the G-Wagon. She want all of this. But you get to be her partner. You get to pay everything, but when she leaves, she gets to take half. That is the world we live in. So not to get off on a tangent, if you have one of these scenarios with women that are nymphomaniacs, they have a deep-rooted trauma that they refuse to address, and sex is the outlet for that. And not saying having a lot of sex is not healthy. It is great on an organic level. You're basically dictating this to give you a dose, like medication, because you're unbalanced. You just said you're going to punch me in the face, take out all this anger, but you have not said where is this anger and frustration is coming from. So by default, you're in an angry mindset, which is a dangerous mindset to be in. But if you fall into this and you become a nympho or whatever the case may be, sex addict, because that is a thing. Sexual addiction is a thing. If it runs your life, it will ruin it. It will ruin it. Because it's a low level thing, but it is a thing that we play with too. We take it too casually. Like, women have all of these stipulations on sex if it's raw. See, women that truly love a man and really is into man, she wants the raw sex. That's a different type of connection. That's a different type of connection, but here's the double-edged sword. You have the ones that have this, and they have children, and months, sometimes even weeks, days later, they hate each other. They don't want anything to do with one another. So it's always balance. It's two ends. Is two things can be true at the same time. The world, the way things have been designed, is too complex for things to be cookie cut. That's a crazy thing that we try to buy into, that things are simple and cookie cut. No, things are too complex for one answer. But in this case, you had the ones who had a raw sex and they have a child. Next thing you know, they hate each other's guts. They A man to get 500 miles away from this woman who he just had the most intimate experience you can have with a woman outside of being birthed by one. Outside of being birthed by one. So this sexual addiction that women have, again, it is a punishment reward biological need type of deal. It puts her back in a feminine disposition, because most of her day she's in a masculine disposition. So she feels she needs to be punished for doing or going against what she knew she should have done. Sometimes they just don't have the proper instruction. But she falls to sex as a deterrent. It's a temporary state of bliss, which is why she has to have it constantly, because that mood is constantly going up and down. You'll have to be a robot to fulfill this need. This is a prime example of a woman that you cannot satisfy. And I've told you once, if not twice, you cannot satisfy women. Women get satisfaction out of satisfying a man that they value, love, admire, and respect. And see greatness in and is a part of their greatness, whether if it's on paper or off the documents. But you see this video at the front of this again. Watch it 3 times and just listen to and look at the attitude and the enthusiasm in which she tells you she will punch you in the face if you don't give her the dick in less than 3 days. It can't be more than 3 days. She dictates what you do, but you don't dictate what she does. But again, she understands men to a certain degree, because she knows sex is a huge motivation for men. She knows this, which is why she comes at this angle. So a certain type of man, she'll easily dominate him, which she has dominated him, which is why he's no longer. Just think about it. When you truly dominate a person, you're really not going to desire them. You know, it's a constant, just like women. This is something that we do have a lot. We don't truly want to dominate the woman to the point that she's a dunce. We do want some type of presence that, you know, has some type of value outside of what I can see. I don't want another dependent or child that I just look after. I do want some type of feminine counsel and feminine presence for certain situations. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.